There's an Argentine bombshell. There's some latest breaking news. There are a couple of things. One is the ability to purchase a real estate with cash, pure cash, and this is said by Milei. In the second half, I'm going to discuss the potential CBI in the making. Is there a CBI right now? Is there a potential? When is it coming? I'm going to discuss all of that. This is going to be a super action-packed video. It's a sexy passport. In my opinion, it's really good. This is a personal favorite option because it has the lowest price. I love options which has the lowest price. It's the fraction of the cost of the other two programs. The beauty of this option is that it's fast, right? So apart from it being cheap, the lowest cost, it is the fastest possible program in 15 to 30 days, right? This has two very solid features which you guys are going to love to hear. It is a ECOWAS nation, so you do get access to those ECOWAS nations, particularly the Gambia, Nigeria, and Ghana. Those are the key ones on that list, and the other ones too. That's one big benefit. And secondly, the most important thing here is that it's a CPLP nation. It's one of the Portuguese speaking nations. This unlocks, it's been a long time. Any credible country or any passport country has come out with a CBI. You have had options like Egypt and Turkey. That's for a completely separate kind of market. If you're an American, Canadian, or a Britisher, or an Australian, or anyone from a Western country, you're desperate about a citizenship from places like Mexico, Argentina, Chile, and so on. Right now, the focus is Argentina because there is an opportunity. Now, obviously, Milei is influenced by President Trump of the US, and he's obviously watching what President Trump is doing and trying to implement his own policies or his own versions for Argentina. Now let's start off with the headlines, right? What's hit the headlines is, and I'm discussing an X post, saying is if you have truckloads of cash, or if you have a bag full of cash, raw cash, you can pretty much go and purchase a property in Argentina. Details have to come out, right? The authorities or the agencies have to publish more regulations surrounding this, or lack of regulations, I should say, surrounding it. The whole idea is to simplify property purchase. Now, what currently happened is Argentinian properties, most of the people anyways struck the deal in Dubai. And when I'm saying Dubai, mostly Dubai. And the properties are exchanged in Argentina. They get sold for literally nothing. All the deals or the real value is transacted outside. And Dubai doesn't have the concept of black money, right? I mean, it's a tax-free jurisdiction. So people with loads of cash can freely purchase properties. And that's what a lot of expats want because they're not loyal to any one place. They're moving, they're traveling. How would they pay taxes to a country, or why would they pay taxes to a country when they're constantly moving and not utilizing their internal resources? Exceedingly more and more people don't like taxation. They want to free themselves from baggage of being associated with any one country, and that's where Argentina suffered a lot because they had a lot of regulation, a lot of bureaucracy, a lot of taxes that you had to pay if you really wanted to stick to it. So the locals found a unique way of transacting properties inside of Argentina, but handling the payments outside, and it became so bad that it has become the norm. Now, whenever you go to purchase property, a lot of people, first thing they will advise is, hey, deal outside and transact here. That's where this change is going to be a major relief. I'm going to discuss the AP News article. Argentinian government on Thursday revealed an ambitious scheme to bring billions of undeclared US dollars tucked under mattress or stashed in foreign bank accounts back to their crisis-prone country as the libertarian president Javier Milei seeks to boost Argentina's low international currency reserves and stimulate the limping economy by eliminating tax reporting requirements. Now, this is important, right? By eliminating tax reporting requirements, the plan invites savers who long have swapped their depreciating pesos for American currency in the country's underground market to spend unreported dollars on everyday transactions at home. The government won't ask questions regarding the source of repatriated funds officials promised. And what the spokesperson particularly said here to this effect is your dollars, your decision. What's yours is yours, not the states. You can use them however you want without having to prove where you got them from. So interesting changes. This was needed. This is just common sense. Any president with some brains would want to make this kind of a move because otherwise they're not getting anything. If they make this change, at least they will get the funds in back pumped into the economy and Argentina can see better days again. Now, a lot of credible sources, and this is internal stuff, and we are tracking this, our attorney is tracking this continuously with immigration, right, for any changes on the immigration front. But there's a lot of talk and a lot of buzz where some insiders are pitching to President Milei to make that 300K, right? 300K is the magic number that's being proposed. And these are a lot of real estate developers, companies, marketers who are trying to push for this. And what this means is if someone purchases a property, the proposal seems to be if someone purchases a property for 300K USD, that's the amount that's being proposed, then they should be able to not only purchase the property with cash, but they should also get an Argentinian citizenship in return, exactly like the Turkish program. Now, this is being proposed, right? So there's credible evidence of this being proposed to Milei time and again. And he is now focusing on this. He's making sweeping changes. So the first bit has already been announced where use cash, purchase property, no questions asked. That's a good news for a lot of local Argentinians. Now they're happy. Now it's time to make expats happy because expats make that country as their home. They get in truckloads of cash. Argentina needs the cash. And I'm not only going to closely track and monitor these changes, but I'm also going to report these changes out to you. So if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and take a moment now and subscribe because it helps this channel grow. It also helps you stay on top of all these updates. The moment there's any update, I promise I'll be sharing it with you. So be kind and subscribe to this channel. And what's the status currently? Currently at immigration, there is no rule change as of now, right? The first step is going to be Milei would announce, right? He needs to announce something regarding the citizenship aspect. We're hoping that happens soon, right? We're hoping that he considers that request. It's a high demand. A lot of people from outside get immigration anyways, so might as well he incentivizes it, right? It's only going to help Argentina. So first step is he announces something to that effect. The second step then is that translates to the end point, which is immigration, and then to all the immigration offices. So there's yet a few steps to go. However, this one important thing I would like to point out, even if a citizenship happens, there's going to be a lot of due diligence, right? Because Argentina would want to vet their candidates. And in the interim, if you're looking for a quick passport, an interesting passport which could unlock the doors to powerful citizenships like Argentina, let's say something like a Brazil, which has an equally or even stronger passport or a more interesting passport than Argentina. Now, under certain conditions, Brazilians cannot be extradited, right, from their country. Argentina has a slight disadvantage where you cannot renounce the citizenship. So I think Brazil is slightly more interesting or more doable for a lot of expats. And if you want to learn about a citizenship that can fast track you, right, this citizenship is the cheapest possible available. And this is from an African nation. Unfortunately, details cannot be published because this is not a publicized CBI program. So there is something called a citizenship by exception. It happens in most European countries. The right candidate gets it and then they have the passport. If you're looking for something very discreet, a true layering plan B from an African nation and only you and the country knows about it, right? It's a private bond between you and that country and no third party, no supplying information to third parties, no scrutinizing you unnecessarily, right? So if you are interested in such an option, and we can provide you with full support for this program, and this is a legit option directly issued by the government. If you are interested, you can always click the link, book a call. I've discussed all the details in this video. If you haven't seen this, surely watch this video. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and catch you in this one.